Welcome back to The Drive, everybody. Very special guest joining us now, Kihei Akina. If you're a golfer, you know that name if you follow Utah golf. If you're not, well, you're going to get to know him just a little bit here as he joins us now on the show. He's one of the Utahns in the field for the Bank of Utah Championships that start this Thursday through Sunday, where they crown a champ at Black Desert Resort. And Kihei, thanks for carving out some time for us, man. Great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
I want to start with this. What was your reaction when you got the call or the email or the text saying, hey, you're coming back to Black Desert. We're giving you another chance to play in a tournament you did well in last year, just missing the cut by one.
Yeah, that's obviously pretty cool. You can't really expect to get something like that. So, just lucky and grateful to be able to go back again after a great experience last year.
Repping the Y there. I see current BYU golfer, went to Lone Peak High School, won some big tournaments. You might have heard about those. What would you say your best accomplishment in golf is so far, Kihei?
That's a good question. The Utah Open a couple months ago was a cool one. And I thought the three state championships in high school was a pretty cool one as well. I've had some good finishes, but yeah, I feel like the best is in the future.
Well, you've represented Utah golf incredibly well. Do you take pride in being a local kid, staying in state to play in college, and then playing in a PGA tournament in your home state? Like, I gotta believe there's a certain amount of satisfaction and pride in what you've accomplished and what you're still trying to accomplish as far as your career goes.
Yeah, no, Utah is a special state, and kind of the people around BYU it wasn't anything like I saw in any other school that I was looking at, and that's is obviously close to where we moved to, and yeah, it's been great so far. I'm looking forward to another great season in the spring.
I'm sure golfers out there like, what? How old were you when you first picked up a set of clubs? Like, were you, barely out of diapers and dad put a club in your hand, or did you start a little bit later in life?
I started when I was four.
Four.
That's when had my first club, and we lived on a golf course in Hawaii. And I'd kind of just go out there and follow my older brother Keanu, and just mess around out there. And I didn't really get kind of into it until we moved here to Utah when I was, I probably was 13 or 14 when I started to take golf seriously. So.
And Kihei, I'm always really interested in how the recruiting process is for these 4- and 5-star athletes. You were a 5-star recruit. Obviously, you decided on BYU, and it's been a great decision for you. What were some of the schools, and what were some of your top final three, and what were some of the other schools you were considering?
Yeah, Alabama and Oklahoma State and BYU were my final three.
Wow.
I talked to a bunch of coaches, but those are my final three that it came down to, and can't really go wrong. There so many great programs and so many great coaches that I loved and learned a lot from, but BYU was the right choice for me.
Nice. Kihei, you mentioned earlier about your tournament in August, the Utah Open, where you became the youngest person to win in the 99-year history of this tournament. Why don't you take us through some of that tournament and your amazing scores? You finished 17 under?
Yeah, that tournament is it's cool, and so much tradition and history around that event, and I got to play in it I think 5 years ago, and I've played every year since. So it's just cool. It's one of my favorite weeks to be able to go and play Riverside Country Club, and the section does a great job of running that event, and it's actually a good field. Zach Blair played in it this year. There's usually one or two PGA Tour players in it, so fun competing against them. And if you would have told me that I won it 5 years ago when I first played in that event, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But it's pretty cool.
How much does it help you having some Corn Ferry starts, playing Black Desert last year, now coming back to it again this year? You've played in some pressure pack golf moments, right? Every college tournament's a pressure pack tournament, but this is the PGA Tour. This is going to be your second start. What did you learn from the first time that you'll maybe do a little bit different the second go around here at Black Desert?
I think I was a little bit nervous in that first round last year. I feel I did a good job though of kind of soothing in and getting into a rhythm last year, and I honestly didn't even putt that well last year. So I think a few more putts drop in this year, then I feel like I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it really good right now, and you know my whole all around game is feeling pretty good. And I feel like I've developed more than last year. So it's we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was looking a little bit of your background, and your family is the entire family could field an athletic roster. Like your dad played at BYU Hawaii, your brother played golf at BYU, your brother Kawika played basketball at NYU, and your sister Kiana played rugby at Harvard. Like,
Wow.
what's in the bloodlines with the Akina family? I mean, or the yeah, I mean, what goes into your entire family being great athletes? That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it stems from a great bloodline of parents and grandparents, and just leading by example. They've done a great job, and my older siblings, they've been a great example to me, and as well as my younger siblings. So it's cool to be able to kind of look up and see that we've got a sibling at Harvard and NYU, BYU. It's cool to see all of that for sure.
How many ticket requests are you going to have to grant for this week at Black Desert or for next week at Black Desert?
Hopefully as much as possible.
Who's on the bag? Who's going to be your caddy for the tournament? Same as last year?
No, it's going to be a guy named Bruce Bernard.
Okay. All right. Guy you obviously trust to be on the bag, right? What's the relationship with him been like?
He's been a longtime caddy of Daniel Summerhays, and he's been around for a long time. He's kind of one of those caddies that knows everything, and is really good at what he does. So I've gotten to know him a little bit over the past year or two. So I think he's gonna do a good job.
I love it. I love it. Who's your biggest fan when it comes to golf? Is it mom? Is it dad? One of your siblings? One of your grandparents? I mean, I'm sure they're all big fans, and you have a very athletic family. Is it probably tough to get bragging rights at the Thanksgiving dinner table with all the athletes that Paulie just mentioned a moment ago?
I don't know. That's a good question. The cool thing is, my whole family is really supportive, and it's cool. Like I'm out on the course to play for them, and it's cool to see their support. My grandparents are just the biggest supporters, and it's awesome for them to come out and see. And a hard one to not say is my older brother Kavika. He's always watching leaderboards and following along. So he's getting into golf a little bit now. So he's a big supporter.
Love it. Earlier you said you're a little nervous in that first round. Understandably so. I mean, it's a PGA tournament in your home state of Utah, where you grew up playing a lot of junior golf, and you graduated high school and committed to BYU, and here you are playing in your first PGA event after 60 plus years of no PGA events in the state of Utah. How do you not be nervous like this go around? Is there something you can do? Breathing techniques, yoga? Like, what do you do not to be nervous, Kihei? Is there anything you can put your finger on?
I think you're always going to be nervous. It's just more of, trusting the work that you put in and the preparation that you've put in, and, all those countless hours of getting ready. It's golf is such a strange thing. And last year I remember teeing it up right in that first tee with felt like hundreds of people surrounding that first tee, and I remember standing over the ball and everything went numb, like my hands and my legs. I couldn't really feel anything. I'm just glad that I made contact with the ball. But as I get older, experience is a big thing and learning. You know, as I play more golf and play in bigger and bigger events, and it just adds to the experience table, and it's you know, we just go from there.
Watch for Kihei Akina. If you get a chance, you're going out to Black Desert. You're going to want to walk a couple holes with Kihei. You're going to see a young, up-and-coming star, and Kihei's been absolutely a blast to hang out with you. If you could pick any 3 golfers, let's end with this, and put them in your fantasy foursome, who would you choose?
3 golfers?
Well, and I mean, if you're at the country club and they'll let you play 5, you can pick 4.
It's a good question. I've been a big Rory McIlroy fan for a long time, so Rory's definitely up there. Tony Finau's in there for sure, and we'll throw Tiger in there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good.
All right, one more quick hitter for you, Kihei, as we both know there's a massive game in state this weekend that you'll be at. And I know who you're going with. I'm not even going to ask you which side you're on. But what's the final score of the Holy War on Saturday, man?
Oh, man. Let's go 21-14 BYU.
All right.
Yes.
Heard it here first.
There you go. There you go. Kihei Akina. Kihei, thanks for jumping on with us here in St. George. Look forward to meeting you. I'll be out of Black Desert. I'm going to come watch you play a few holes, and really appreciate you stopping by the show and sharing your love for golf and your talents with everybody here listening in town. And we're sending people out to watch you play, okay?
For sure. Thank you, guys. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. There you go. Kihei Akina live here on the Fan Sports Network. Got to take a break. Lots more coming up when we come back.